Good Sunday afternoon to you one and all. I hope that you all went to church this morning. Not like I did and remained away from church. I hope that many of you went to church, and even though you didn't go to church, go to the building. Based on what the Bible says, it's a few of us that are gathered together is who make up the church, and not necessarily a building. Following the passage of Hurricane Beryl in Carriacou, we see what took place with many of the church buildings, but it was with the hopes that persons were still gathering, persons were still praying and trusting in God and doing what they had to do at home, as they would say, serving God from home. I know that many has went back to the gathering themselves together under tents, and we hope that they had a good day. And I just want to encourage persons to continue trusting in God. And there are many people who even go to church as well, and the life that they're living does not reflect Christ. So just remember the reason. Christ is the reason for everything, and remember who He was and what He would expect of you. Not because you go to church, that does not make you better than an individual, right? It's been a while since I've done a video, right? It's been a while since you haven't seen me. So I just want to share some information. I can only share what I know, or the information that I have, and it is with the hope that the relevant authorities will come forward and do some more regular updates, and especially more so in regards to customs and puts authority, because we know it is a time where most people are sending relief items to the loved ones, to the persons out here in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and not everyone clearly understand the process. I know that a meeting was held with the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, Minister of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, Minister of MIT, Mobilization, Implementation and Transportation, but not everyone went to that meeting. So it would be nice to probably even do a live on Facebook or just do a video, because that's where many people would see the information, right? I know that some flyers went out following the meeting, but even me, I must say that I do not completely understand what's on the flyers, and because we share information here on Explore Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I've been just trying to ask questions and keep myself informed, educate myself, so I can share those information with you. But I must say, I do not know everything. So persons in the diaspora, I know we have a large following in the diaspora, and following the passage of the hurricane, persons wanted to know what's taking place at home, and we've been trying our best to share information as much as possible. Some of it, or many of the information, pertinent information, I must say that we do not know, we do not have those information, but we are just trying our best to see what we can share, those that we know, right? So this information here is coming from Rena Mills of Explore Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and if there are any errors, then I'm sorry, but I've been asking questions and trying my best not to make any errors. Right, so just after the passage of the hurricane, the second week in July, we were told that persons who are sending items to Carriacou, Petit Martinique, relief items to Grenada, what you need to do out there in the diaspora is to send them to NADMA, or to send them to NADMA as well, and you can put in care of the individual you are sending to, and you probably can send as much as you want. Following that, the information was updated, which we shared. So in that information, and from what was said during the meeting with the Prime Minister and various ministers, it was said that every household are entitled to 2 pieces, so 2 barrel, a barrel and a box, or 2 crates or whatever, right? So you're entitled to 2 every household. I know that in that meeting, some of the persons who attended, they were saying, okay, well, 2 is not enough. And the ministers, they were like, okay, Prime Minister, just try to understand what's taking place. There are like 8,000-9,000 people in Carriacou and Pichimatnik. If everyone from the diaspora was to send X amount or any amount of items to their loved ones, then what will happen? We do not have the necessary manpower or staff members at the various offices. Remember, following the passage of Hurricane Beryl, the put facility sustained the damages as well. We have just they were trying to put a temporary area, a holding area for barrels and stuff like that. So they just ask persons to bear with them in terms of the amount of items that was to send. Another thing that was said again, you can get concession. Besides the 2 pieces, the 2 barrels or crates or whatever, you can also get concessions on household materials, on lumbers, on appliances and various things. So following that, now I know that persons have been sending off stuff to their loved ones in Carriacou, right? So while you're sending, remember your family member are only entitled to 2 pieces. If you have more than 2 pieces sending to them, what you can consider doing is to, based on the amount, you split it up. They can provide you with names. I know persons been asking me to do that. So you provide them with names and they will just send it off, and at the end of it you would get it. What you can do as well, you can reach out to the ministry or reach out to NADMA or something. You can send the items to NADMA. NADMA can clear the items for you if you're sending more than 2 pieces. Or I know that many people are sending for a community or for a number of individuals. It's not for the household. So what you can consider doing is to send in those barrels or crates or whatever. You send it to NADMA. You contact NADMA. When it arrives, you wait on the outside. NADMA would clear it, and then you get your transportation and you remove it. I know that people have been saying that they don't want to do it that way because they think, okay, well, they will not get all of the items. I don't think so. You will. I've tried it and it worked, not only for myself but for other individuals as well. You just wait on the outside. They do what they have to do. Items come out. You can go with them, right? So for those of you sending in bulk for communities, maybe that's something you can consider doing, or based on the amount of pieces you're sending, you can just get different names. As well, they establish a secretariat, which is in the Resource Center in Hillsborough. In charge is Mr. Baker. So I do not have Mr. Baker number in my head, but I can always put it in the caption. You can contact him or contact anyone within the ministry, or you can go in there to visit, right? So concessions now, you probably would go into the port to try to clear your stuff. You know that they said, okay, well, they're offering concession on household items or on lumber or on appliances, maybe like a fridge or stove or something. You go in there, try to clear it, and the customs officer will tell you, no, ma'am, you will have to pay for that because it's not on my list. Because the list that is in customs is sort of limited with small appliances, maybe like a blender or toaster. I cannot confirm the list at this moment, but small appliances that would be on the list that they have. So what you do, once you know that the items are on the way, then you go into the ministry, you explain you explain to them what you're receiving, what your loved one your loved one is sending, or you're going with a letter, and they would guide you as to what is the process. I was told it might take up to 5 days, or based on the load that they have, it may take more than 5 days, but they try to get it done within 5 days to give you a letter so that you can get concession off on those items. It was said in that meeting every household would be allowed one item, so like one fridge and one stove, like the appliances. You would be like a washing machine. If you're sending from overseas, you would allow just one, right? There are places that would send items and not necessarily pay for it before sending it. I think England is one of them. So when you're sending stuff from England, then in Carico, how you call these people again? Yes, I find the word now, I don't remember. Yes, brokers, right? So customs brokers. So when your item or your barrels or whatever come, you may see that fee included there because your loved one probably didn't pay that freight or whatever they needed to pay before sending off your stuff, right? Listen, I know that this statement in terms of the relief items and the concessions and whatever, it was done by the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister office. So I don't think it has much to do with the Ministry of Cargo and Diplomatic Affairs. They are already burdened with information, but they're facilitating the process at the Secretariat. So you can please go there for more information. You can speak to a custom officer before sending. Just reach out to me. I can provide you with a number for probably a custom officer. Some people might say, okay, well, they ask for concession, the routine, the writing, and when their stuff come, then they still have to pay something. So based on, and that's what I think. That's why I think someone should. Yeah. So sorry about the little interruption, right? So that's why I've been saying that the necessary authorities probably need to update us as to what's taking place. So I know that another flyer was put out with what you'll be offering concession on. So you'll be sending stuff in a barrel, and maybe not everything in that barrel you'll be able to get concession on it. Someone feel free to correct me, but maybe that's the case. I know that I've been asking for concession for groups, and I've been trying to find out for individuals who are sending stuff post burial, and I think that is something that was said. I cannot confirm at the moment, right? But feel free to contact the necessary authorities for more information. I'll try to put the numbers that were provided on the flyers as well, and even try to put the flyers in this video. As in regards to put authority now, so when you receive a container, whatever shipment, it is on the port, and that's where you clear. That's where customs is located. The office is located on the port, right? On the port there now. What was said, I know a statement was sent out following Hurricane Beryl, that because of the limited space on the port, you're entitled to 5 working days to clear your items. I know there are many challenges that persons may not collect their items within the 5 working days, and it is with the hope that customs may understand what's happening in Carico in terms of transportation, in terms of flocks of people, and having them to clear the shipments, clear the barrels, clear the crates. So there are so many people on the port on that day, and it's a long and tedious waiting process, and some people will get frustrated to leave because they may have to go back to work or something that they're doing, and they may have to leave. So I know it's quite a tedious process. Someone said that when you're going by the port, you have to make up your mind that you're spending the entire day on the port. So that is understandable, and we hope that that can be looked into, right? But on paper now, as it is, and the information that was shared, is that once you send, once you're supposed to receive your stuff, your barrels and what have you, and you did not collect it within the 5 working days, then you would have to pay holding charges or whatever charges they refer to it as, right? So I think this is all the information I have for now, and with this, it is with the hope, as I have indicated, that the necessary authorities, maybe someone from Port Authority, someone from Customs, or somewhere can share information, updated information. Someone said to me that they try cleaning barrels, and they said to them that it's only 1 barrel they're entitled to. The last information that we received, it said 2 barrels per household, and it should be treated that way. In terms of updated information after that, I have not received that. So Customs again, and whoever else, please update. It is with the hope that someone can do an interview. Right along, Junior George, maybe something that you can consider doing, contacting someone, getting someone on your program, interviewing them, so that people know. Right now, people are frustrated. It's hard living here in Carriacou, Martinique. It's very, very hard, and we hope that person lives with decisions and stuff that are shared with us, information that are shared with us, and we're trying to get things done, coping with the situation, coping with post-burial. It's hard. So it is with the hope that you can make our lives easier. I mean, you never know. It's just that one little thing that you may do or say would just make the load easier for someone else, right? Thank you for watching this video, and as I've been saying, continue following us, continue sharing, and if with the hope that more information will become available to us there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and to the many people that are outside and Carriacou and Petit Martinique and would be sending relief items, or be sending aids to their loved ones here at home. Thank you again, and blessed Sunday, one and all. Bye bye. Bye bye.